Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team, making the watch list video for tomorrow, Friday, July 21st. Just going to start off showing you a couple of things. I try to add some stuff in here as they are happening or as I think of them for you guys. Before I get started, I want to head over here and say make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are growing by pretty much over 500 new subscribers a month, so we're rocking and rolling. So make sure you subscribe to us. You'll see here if you go to our playlist, we have tons of content, free content for our followers. So make sure you take advantage of them. Also to make sure you head over to our website, bullishbears.com, if you're not familiar with it. Subscribe to our community watch list or to our community updates and our daily watch list. So when I make this video, I actually send out our watch list by email each night as well. Sometimes I don't get to it, or but in the morning I'll post trade ideas as well. So make sure you watch in the Facebook group every morning, because you'll see me posting trade ideas. So I either send out a combination of both or just trade ideas in the morning, depending on what my schedule is like. But pay attention to both of them, because they're just stocks that we are watching for intraday trading. Dan and Tim are working tirelessly behind the scenes to get better with options, so we can start giving you even more options content. So again, Tim, Dan, and myself. This is Tim. That's Dan. I'm in here too as well. You'll see pictures of us. We're working to do the best we can to give you guys lots of content along the way. If you like our logo and stuff, you can come over here to merchandise and purchase merchandise. We do have a contribute section. We are a donation-based community or contribution-based community, so feel free to contribute here to help us to keep growing. And then if you go over here, we have courses where you can take all of our free courses, a stock course, momentum course, options course, or think or swim course. And then over here, you'll see we have a trade room where you can come and join us. We have a free trade room with close to 400 members now. So come and join us over there. We do have personal coaching. So we have a lot going on. So make sure you take advantage of what we offer to the community. So those are just a couple little housekeeping notes for you guys. Let's go over here and, excuse me, make the watch list for tonight or for tomorrow. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to edit this one, change it to the 21st. And I'm going to remove these symbols here. And again, I'm going to stick with the trend of, showing, availability with interactive brokers. I really want you guys to, see this platform, get more familiar with it. Again, I'm still trying to work out some of the bugs of their platform. But at the end of the day, again, I said last week that I was going to try and just embrace just trading with Thinkorswim only this week and just using my hotkeys for this platform for interactive brokers. And I'm getting more comfortable with that. Again, Thinkorswim's platform is just superior to anybody's. And these scans that we have set up, again, if you don't have these scans set up in your Thinkorswim platform, head over to bullishbears.com and take our Thinkorswim course, and we teach you how to get those all set up. But basically, when these are all set up, these are, great scans to find plays. And so when we build our watch list every night, we're looking for stocks that held their highs for the day for either another potential leg or run up, or for a potential pullback if these stocks are overextended. So let's go up here again. You'll see scan. We're scanning for stocks between 30 cents and $30. Stocks with a minimum volume of 500,000 shares with a minimum gain of 5%. So if you hit scan here, you'll see 40 plays. That's about half of what was yesterday. So this market's going crazy lately. But we'll go over here and you will see that I have the nightly scan hooked over here in my my bar over here. So basically, I could just go over to charts and start building the watch list. When I show you availability with interactive brokers, again, when I say are there short shares available to short, doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to short them. I'm just trying, I personally, again, like to ideally trade stocks that go either way, so I have a chance of trading them up or down. And with Thinkorswim, you pretty much can really only long most stocks. Most of them, shares under $10. It's very hard for Thinkorswim to locate shares. They're just not in the shorting business. But sometimes even Interactive Brokers, it's a little bit challenging to locate shares. They aren't the best broker in the world for shorting, but they're much better than Thinkorswim. But I think Interactive Brokers, as a broker for the community as a whole, and how economical they are and everything, they're really probably one of the better ones. So that's my housekeeping and my updates here. And let's build the watch list. So let's start with ESES. This one did hold its highs for the day. I will put it on the watch list. It did have some good volume. This will go on the watch list for tomorrow. I'm going to go over here and add. I'm adding and taking away from, these are the ones that were on from last night. So as you'll see here, this one's been frustrating me, AEZS, because you can only long it. I've been looking for shares to short of it, but past couple days, you are not able to get shares. Now you could say, well, why would you want to short a stock that just had two gigantic green candlesticks? Because there's pullbacks along the way. So you'll see as it goes up, there's pullbacks. So I like to kind of short down to the EMAs and do scalping. And then obviously once this thing does have its first red day, it'd be nice to be able to short it. But it's been kind of frustrating that there has not been shares to short of it. So I'm going to remove these ones here. But I'm going to still keep AEZS on there just to kind of just track and see if Interactive Brokers does find shares to short in some way. So let me check out ESES over here for on the other one. So yes, with Thinkorswim. So you can see this one, they actually do have shares to short of ESES. So if you go over here to Thinkorswim, where is it? If this one decides to go up and then pull back, as of right now, there are shares available to short. So that's one that you're able to play both ways. If you look over here, NTB, not to borrow, you cannot short this with Thinkorswim. SDPI held its highs, kinda. It's kind of choppy, not a lot of volume. To be honest with you, I don't really like that one. I'm not going to put that on. TEUM. This is another one that's been really kind of crazy lately. Don't really like it. Also, too, let me see if there's, there's not shares available to short, so I'm taking that off as well. AEZS. I mean, I'm gonna remove those drawings. Kind of have to keep this one on the watch list. It could do whatever. The problem is, as you can see, NTB, not to borrow, you can't get shares, and over, excuse me, with Interactive Brokers, can't get shares to short. Kind of frustrating, but I'll put it on the watch list just to watch. It's gone up to fill that gap right up here. So, I mean, who knows if this is going to have any more room to run or if it's just going to kind of pull back. But you might need a broker like Centerpoint potentially to short it. MBOT, MBOT, it's got lots of volume, held its highs. I will put that on the watch list. BOT. Let's see if Interactive Brokers has anything. Oops, excuse me. MBOT. Well, there are some potential shares to short, so that's one to, it is shortable as of right now. So again, another dollar something stock that's, got some shares. So the ones that have been running up in the morning, I've been noticing Interactive Brokers has not been great with locates. For the couple that like really kind of fly in the morning, like AEZS and TEUM lately, they have not been getting shares of those. But some of these other ones, if you catch them right, they might have shares to short. OPGN. I don't really love it. It's kind of held its highs. Still coming up to resistance. Well, I guess this could be turning around as well. Just want to see if it can get up above these moving averages. So it might have a chance to potentially run. So I'll put it on the watch list. OPGN. Let's see if Interactive Brokers has any shares. Look at that. Son of a gun, huh? They actually have some, so I will put that on the watch list. AMBC held its highs, been running up. You know, keep an eye on this if you're an options trader. Maybe a put potentially on that coming, or keep an eye on it to short. If I lose power for whatever reason, it's really raining out. So I got my fan on in the background. It's really raining out, so hopefully I don't lose power. So as you'll see here, this one held its highs. But, you know, keep an eye on it for a potential pullback. So it looks like you might be able to short it because there's no letters over here, which usually means you can short it. So if it does have shares to short, it might pull back at some point, or maybe potentially look at a put. Again, do your research on it. It's just more of when I say, again, to short, I'm looking for necessarily pullbacks, you know, scalps along the way. So kind of do your own research on that. GEVO. Kind of held its highs. Might be, I mean, this thing's just been, it's just, I don't like it. It's not really attractive to me. It's just been kind of playing this range. However, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't like it. It's kind of choppy. KTOV held its highs. This one's been running lately. Now, this one doesn't have a lot of shares, but let me see. It did hold its highs. Not a lot of volume. I am personally looking at this one to put on maybe my Interactive Brokers one, where I could potentially short it if it pulls back. I think they have shares to short of this one. So I'm kind of liking this one where if it's losing some steam and pulls back, wow, listen to that thunder. Might be a good one to potentially catch on the way down. SNGX, another one right at these nice resistance level here of, I believe that's the 200 SMA. So I would personally be looking on that one to see if it pulls back. It did hold its highs, borderline on volume. Again, I would be looking at that one more potentially for a pullback if it doesn't go up. Just my own preference. And there are shares available to short. HPJ, not a lot of volume. DWCH did hold its highs, not a ton of volume. Bigger stock might be available to short if there is a pullback at some point. So I'll put it on the watch list just to kind of watch both ways. DWCH. ENVV, this son of a gun, this thing, every day I keep saying, why is this thing on my watch list? And it just keeps going up. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I, out of principle, don't even like putting this stupid thing on my watch list, but the first day I probably put it on, or if I put it on today, it might pull back, but who the heck knows? Just keep an eye on it. This thing just keeps slowly running. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me see if, I don't think there's been shares available. Yeah, no. AKCA. This one I keep saying, why do I keep putting it on the watch list? Because these candlesticks. But look, this thing keeps seeming to go up. So keep an eye on this one. AKCA. BONT. It's kind of, don't like, it's been choppy. SHLD. Kind of pulled back, starting to have some red to it. Don't like it. IQEPF, nope. DFFN, nope. SYNT, it's not the greatest. It's kind of pulling back a little bit. AYR, yes, that one will go on. That one's holding its highs. Keep an eye on it as it goes up to the $26 level and see what happens. Put it right there. See if it goes up or pulls back. This one, you know, you should be able to play either way. So we'll put AYR. ZN. Yeah, that one on the aftermarket's going up. So I'll put ZN on the watch list. I want to see here if on ZN, NTB, not to borrow. You can only long that one with TD on Interactive Brokers. Same thing. Super weird. That's weird when they don't have one. I think I remember that from the past few days that's not able to be. They're not able to locate shares. So that's kind of annoying. CAPR. I think that's another one that's not being able to be shorted with Interactive Brokers. But so this is one that I would kind of look at and be like, I don't like it. It's not really holding its highs. However, this might be potentially forming a bull flag, and you see a big gap up that at some point may want to be filled. So there's a chance that this one actually could potentially run. So I'm going to put that on just to keep an eye on that one. So I'm going to put that on the watch list. I'm going to go over here. Let me just put Interactive Brokers. Yeah, they don't have shares available to short. USAT, kind of choppy. Don't really like that one. MCRB. Yep, that's held its highs. That's been going. Look for potential pullback on this one. May run up a little more or pull back. And it looks like it's shortable as well. So MCRB. We'll go up to IMUC, too choppy. ADTN, yep, that'll go on the watch list. Again, look for this one to play both ways. Looks like you can short it with Thinkorswim. GBR, kind of choppy, coming up to some resistance right here. So, yeah, I don't really like that one. Not enough volume either. NVAX. I don't like these ones that do this. They're so choppy. TTPH. Held its highs. Not a lot of volume. Don't really like it. FPI. Kind of gone up. Kind of pulling back here. Hitting some resistance in this area here at the 50 SMA. So keep an eye on this one maybe. I don't like it. XGTI. This is one of those ones that I'd like to ideally play both ways. I have not been able to locate shares with Interactive Brokers. I don't really, let me see. I don't know if I like this one very much. It's just one of those ones that if it does run, it can run. But as you can see with Interactive Brokers, it's not shortable. But I'm going to put it on the watch list just to keep an eye on it because it's kind of a borderline one. I don't love it, but just keep an eye on it. SDRL, kind of holding its highs. This one's kind of slow as a snail. It's a high float stock. I don't really want that one. SENS, it's borderline, kind of choppy. But for me, I would just go over here. And this is what makes me, what I like it with Interactive Brokers. If I see something that's borderline on Thinkorswim, but then I see it's shortable with, you know, Interactive Brokers, I put it on my watch list over there because it just is like, makes me say, okay, great. If it loses steam, I'll short it. MCRB, holding its highs, been running up. Wait, didn't I already do this one? Oh, that's my watch list, yeah. Okay. WIT, held its highs. There's a big gap up that this thing could fill. It's been kind of running up. This one might be a good one to put on the watch list, definitely. Keep an eye on that. WIT. Perfect. I love stocks like this because then I can play them either way. So I'm putting that on my watch list. ENPH. I mean, it's just like, these ones just, well, after hours, it did kind of pull up. Let's see if this one might maybe make an attempt to go up towards $1. Keep an eye on it, ENPH. AMD. Let me just look over here with Interactive Brokers. Let's see if they have any shares. ENPH. See, it's shortable. Let me see how I feel about this one. You know, it's up at 87 cents. Right here, it might be hitting some resistance. Maybe it comes down. Well, but see, here's the thing. It's not that much that it would really come back down to. I don't really want to watch that one, waste my time. So I'm not going to look at that one. AMDA. Too choppy, not enough volume. RLOG. Don't like it. OVAS. Borderline, not enough volume. Don't like it. CLMT. Held its highs. Borderline on volume. But, so this is one that's perfect example. Look at this. This one coming right upon this resistance area, getting close to that $5 range. See if it'll go up again, but here's the other thing. Right now, your NTB, you can't short it with Thinkorswim, but this is a perfect one if I can get with Interactive Brokers that I would love to watch this one. Yeah, so this is one I would love to watch. For maybe tomorrow will be the first red day. Look at that. It could go up and break out, or this thing might have a good chance to fall. So I'm going to put this on my, watch list. Now I'm going to show you guys something as well. This is what my chart looks like. In the morning, I have multiple screens set up with Thinkorswim. So I chart with Thinkorswim and I trade with Interactive Brokers. So you can see here I have the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the daily set up, and I have this kind of set all the way down here. Again, take our Thinkorswim course if you want to see how I set excuse me, my charts up this way. But as you see, I just put a couple to watch tomorrow, WIT and CLMT, to keep an eye on those. So I have like 2 or 3 screens where I can watch basically 3, 6, 6 or 9 stocks at a time. So I'm just watching them and how they move, and then I look at the patterns and I determine my entries based upon that. So again, I just took WIT and CLMT and put them on here for tomorrow just to watch. Now again, I'm watching the charts here, and then I go over to Interactive Brokers, and then I'll use my hotkeys. So if you see here, here's my hotkeys right here. So I'll have Control 5 and Shift 5. That'll be at buy 5 cents above the ask and sell 5 cents below the bid if I want to cover my position, or just to get in, depending on how quickly I want to get in. If I really want to get in quickly, I might use that 5 cent buffer. If I am waiting, I'm more patient, then I'll just buy at the ask, sell at the bid, depending on whether I'm longing or shorting. Excuse me. So CLMT, did I put that one on? I mean, I will put it on the watch list because it held its highs. Not a lot of volume. I'd be looking for it more to pull back, but who knows? Maybe it'll get a nice little pop over $5 and then at some point pull back. Because $1.50 are huge psychological resistance, support and resistance barriers. 98 cents. Look at this right here. So now, so right now you have about a potential up to $1.10. You have a potential 10-cent move up. If it breaks above, 10 cents is 10 cents. It's not a huge gap up, but keep an eye on it. I don't love it. So I might just, again, take a look over here. BLRX. Is it shortable? Yeah, it looks like it's shortable. So that's the watch list, guys. Let me just X out of here. I'll send it out by email as well. Again, if you excuse me, if you have not subscribed, go over to our website, bullishbears.com, subscribe to our watch list. Again, make sure that you know, subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch our videos, and make sure you know, like them, comment on them if you have any questions. You know, we do our best to be interactive and helpful within the community. And again, if you'd like to buy our merchandise, we have a merchandise tab over here, and contribute if you'd like to contribute to our community. Again, we are a contribution-based community. So again, hopefully this video helped you guys. See you in the community, and have a great trading day tomorrow. Bye-bye.